Hi, everybody. Okay. So I'm glad you're here and you found this video. I'm not gonna really do any lectures or anything like that. In a way, I think the readings are kind of self-explanatory once you kind of go through the activities. Or rather, they're not 100% self-explanatory, but I want you to sort of take some time and think about how each of those readings is resonating with you, in the sense of how are they like pieces that you've read before, and how are they different in terms of the form and the format and the style. And in terms of the other two readings that I had you do, which are sort of more about writing creative nonfiction, and thinking about personal essays, personal narratives, right? So let me move this guy over here. Oops, that's not it. There we go. Okay. So you read 50 Years of Making Nonfiction Creative, which really went over kind of a lot of what we talked about in class. If it's loading, it'll load. We won't wait. Lee Gutkind is the editor of Creative Nonfiction magazine, and you're going to see his name come up in a number of places in the class because he kind of he's been tracking and writing creative nonfiction and writing about creative nonfiction for a long time. And he also came up with some sort of skills and techniques like Freytag's pyramid, which we'll go over. And so he knows a lot about this stuff. So if you read his sort of review of 50 years, right, 5 decades of writing about and thinking about creative nonfiction, you're going to get some resonance about, about what creative nonfiction is. Sorry. And then Woven by Lydia Yuknavitch, who, if you Google her, she's awesome. She's written a lot of really interesting things. She wrote a great book called The Chronology of Water, which is like a memoir nonfiction braided book, and it's excellent, and I highly recommend it. And so you're going to have read Woven. You will have read The Braided Essay of Social Justice by Nicole Walker, which is a new piece that I'm teaching in this class, and I really liked it. And again, it kind of goes over what I was talking about in class on Thursday about how the braided essay is sort of a format for our times, right? For our sort of broken, multi-threaded times. And so, take a read of this. I don't know where it is. Oh, there we go. Okay, I just have really bad Wi-Fi here, which is why we're not doing class on Zoom. So if you notice, though, you'll notice that not only is her piece here, not only is it about the braided essay, but it also kind of is a braided essay, right? So think about that meta right there. And notice the different ways that she uses and integrates different styles and different types of pieces. Like you see these italicized areas. You see this note where she says symptom, right? We could call something braided, but we're just using words to try and describe formats and formulas and different ways in which we try to compose our writing, right? In a style that's not necessarily linear, right? In a style that integrates parts outside of, first of all, No, the 5-paragraph essay, no. But integrating other aspects and pieces, parallel narratives, that's another way of thinking about a narrative where you might have two stories that line up against each other side by side and mirror each other. And I would say that this essay by Prince Shakur, In an America on Fire, Baldwin's Legacy Led Me to Paris, I would say that this essay by Prince Shakur is like a parallel narrative, right? It's him and Baldwin, James Baldwin, and he's making this parallel correlation. But at the same time, he's also braiding these stories. They're not just side by side, right? They're interwoven. And so I want you to just notice, what is it that he's doing in this piece? How is he weaving his story with Baldwin's story? And what does that do? How does weaving Baldwin's story in sort of emphasize his own experiences as a young Black man in America during this time of civil unrest? Which is always, basically. Okay, so then you'll go to the exercises on Gaucho Space, and you will see that you have this at-home prompt 2, which is, again, just about 20 minutes for you to start writing, thinking about a moment in time where you felt great joy or great loss. And I don't want you to talk about what happened. I don't want you to go, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, okay? I want you to picture the scene in your mind's eye, and I want you to just describe it. Just describe the scene for 20 minutes. And that might be really hard. It is really hard, I can tell you that much. But also, it's kind of easy because you can just sit there and think about it, visualize it, and then describe it, write about it, right? You can add in some dialogue if you want. You can use that detailed imagery, those tools of fiction, okay? But don't just say, and this happened, and this happened. Try not to do that, okay? And then you're going to do this craft exercise, which is a list of scenes. And I want you to really get pretty detailed about this, okay? And what you have to do is think about what is a scene, right? And you've got to go back to either the Shakur or the Yuknavitch piece and look at each particular scene. Now, something might seem like a scene or something might not seem like a scene, but then as you read it, you realize, oh, wait, no, it is a scene. This is happening somewhere, right? Or, this person is starting with some exposition or a story, but actually it ends up being a scene, right? So think through what a scene is, right? And can sort of, if you're doing a parallel narrative, can telling someone else's story serve as a scene? Yes, it can. All right. So what I want you to do is really break those scenes down. You can bullet point them. You can, summarize in paragraphs, right? But what I want you to do is really break those scenes down and then start looking at and finding and pulling out the braids or the threads or the parallel aspects, right? And so really look at those scenes and see what they're doing with each other, right? How were they written, first of all, right? Because neither of these writers just sat down and just wrote these, right? It's likely that they wrote one part of a piece and then another part of a piece and then this, and then they put them together and they wove them together. So think about, like, how did that happen? Or do you disagree with me? And that's fine too, but just tell me how and why you think about it that way, okay? So I want you to really spend time on this, because this is really going to inform how you do your writing and how you figure out your scene work, okay? I really want you to please sign up for your workshop here. And I see that okay, so thank you, Riley, Mallory, Sarah, Katie, for signing up, but you only need to sign up for one workshop. Okay, everybody's doing one workshop. So sign up for either the personal essay or the literary journalism. Okay, it's not a problem. You didn't do anything wrong. Clearly, I didn't make that specify that, but you only sign up for one. Okay, and brave souls, fill this space in. Okay, I promise it's not going to be painful. It'll be fun. And then on Thursday, I'll give you some readings. I will make another video, and I will update this by tomorrow. Okay. I am at my workshop. It's great. It's wonderful. I'm very excited to be here. And I am, where am I? Here I am. There we are. I'm very excited to be here, and I'm very excited to share with you a lot of the things that I'm going to be learning here. So yeah, I'll tell you all about that maybe along the way, or when I get back and take some pictures and show you guys. If you have questions, feel free to ask me, but really it should be fairly self-explanatory. If you feel like you're not quite getting it, just sit with it for a little bit and think about it, and then just write stuff. Ultimately, I just want you to be writing stuff, okay? And then you're gonna get where you're going, okay? All right, take care, have a good week. Do lots of writing, and don't limit yourself to what I've had you write here, right? You can start writing and thinking and brainstorming now about the pieces that you want to do, okay? All right, have a good one. Talk to you soon.